Okay, good evening and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube, Table Enabled, Simon Kufpei Dalit 184 in Orachayim. There's not really an available side room over here, so we're doing it in the back of the base medrash. If there's a little background noise or people pass by in the background, just ignore it. Unless it's an interesting conversation you're not going to hear, or an interesting person that passes by, which you're probably not going to find in this shul. I am by far the most interesting person in this community, and that's not saying that much. All right. Let's start Kupei Dalid Aleph. Misha Akal B'Makom Echad. He ate in one place. Now we're talking about he ate bread. You'll see in a second. Zarach Levarech Kodim She'akar Mikomo. You have to make Birkas Hamazon before you get up. Let's say you get up to leave, right? Ve'im Yatzim Mikomo Below Beireth. If you left your place, you went to a different room, you went to a different house, you went outside, you went out of the pizza store. You might have a maze that Yachshalim Komo Yorah. If on purpose you left, right, without knowing you're not benching. Right? You remember you didn't bench, and purposely you went out of the store. Even if you went out to talk to someone outside the store, you have Yachshalim Komo Yorah. Gemara says in Brachos you have to go back. If you didn't go back, even though that's a maze, according to the Rambam, B'di'evid your yotze by benching in that place. Haggadah, the Ramah says, V'davka l'das HaRambam. This only is according to the opinion of the Rambam. L'das HaRush, the sphere l'davka shogeg yachshon l'kom l'kachila. According to the Rush, who says that the Gemara is only talking about if you left b'shogeg, meaning you forgot that you didn't bench, you left. Then you have to go back. You have to go back l'kachila. But mezid after the Evid lo yatsa. So according to the Rush, if you left on purpose and then you decided to bench without coming back, you were not even Yosef benching. The Shulchan Aruch continues, according to the Rambam, if you did a mazid, you have to go back. B'shogeg, you don't have to go back. Even l'chadchila, you don't have to go back. We said before, the Rosh is more machmer than the Rambam. He says, b'shogeg, you have to go back. And if you didn't go back, you're Yotze. But Mezid, if you left, then if you did B'di'evet, if you didn't go back, you're not even Yotze. Birkas Hamazon. So, really, since it's a Savik Del Raisa, this is a Din Del Raisa, that you have to bench in your place. Maybe not, maybe it's in the Rabbanan. It's not clear, it was Din Del Raisa or in the Rabbanan. But technically, you should try to go back to the place where you ate. Again, the halacha only applies to eating bread, and we'll see in the next halacha, maybe to main shalosh, eating mizonos or eating one of the zayin minim. But if it's shahakol or something like that, so even if you left the place, but mezid, you can l'chadchila make the bracha achrona boring nefoshos where you are. It's questionable whether you're allowed to even get up and leave and plan to make the bracha somewhere else. It's not clear in the halacha. But these again, let's do base. We'll see. When we're talking about bread, it's talking about where you're going to a different place and you don't have any more bread. You're not eating anymore. Well, you're going to a different place. You're sukkah hopping. You go to a different sukkah and you can eat bread there. Then you can just go to a different place. Even l'chadchila, go to a different place, eat some bread there. Provided that when you resume eating, you're not hungry. Because if you're hungry, we're going to learn that already ends your meal. Once you're hungry, it ends your meal, and you can no longer make Birkas Hamazon at that point. So even a machlokes whether you have to make a Berachah Rishona if you want to eat more. So it's called if your suda is over if you become hungry. So if you didn't become hungry, your suda continues in the second place. Gimel. Some say all zayin minim, even if grapes, even if you eat olives. Like bread, you have to go back and eat it in the place. And if you didn't eat it in the place, according to the Rush, if you left Mazid and you made the bracha on elsewhere, you're not even Yotze. Some say, the Rush says, it's only talking about Chamesh Minei Dagan. The Hachra of the Gra, we said earlier on in Siman Kufay and Ches, is like the Rush, that we're only machmir for mizonos and we're not machmir for shivas aminim. Dalit. You ate and sometimes it happens. You forgot whether you bench or not. Right? The other morning, I missed minions. I davened at home, and I remember that I was planning on davening. I put on tefillin, and I davened, and then I left the house to go to the shul to come prepare daf yomi, and I forgot whether I put on tefillin if I even davened. It happened. So you ate, you forgot you did Birkas Hamazon. You parag levarach misafek mimei shehi min Torah midal raisa. I'm going to talk more about this in Ian Talina, what I believe that Chiyav D'Oraisa is. It says in the Torah about Chalta V'Savata, right? You have to be satiated. If you're still hungry, right? Technically, Midoraisa, you can't make Birkas Hamazon. So, it's a suffix. Let's say you have Sevilla, right? So, Birkas Hamazon is a suffix. You're not sure you did it. Suffix D'Oraisa L'Chumra. And the Mishmur comments, he says it's only if you're Soveya, right? But according to most poskim, if you don't have Sevilla, if you're not satisfied, you say a little bit, you're still hungry. So technically, it's midrabbanan, it's midrabbanan lakula, and that should be the halacha. Hey, adema sayachal levarich. How long do you have to say Birkas Hamazon? You forgot to say it. Ashi yisakal hamazon shmemeya. Until the food gets digested in your stomach. How long is that? We don't have microscopes to know when the food gets digested. The kama shiuro. So the Mefarshim explain, Kol zman she'eno ro'ev machmas osa achila. As long as you're not hungry, right? You ate and you're no longer hungry, right? When you eat, usually you eat enough that you're not hungry anymore. When you start becoming hungry again, we know it's a siman, it's a sign that the food has been digested in your digestive system. Mishash hizkalios ro'ev. Once you become hungry, even though technically if you analyze it and maybe the food is not completely digested, we paskin, Rabbeinu Yonah says, we paskin, that's like the food is digested. If you ate fruits or you drank wine, again, after you drink wine, you say, a main shalosh. After you eat perus, you say a bar nefashos. So also for these bracha achronas, right? If you're hungry, meaning if you didn't say a bracha achrona and you're not hungry, you can say the bracha achrona. If you're hungry, the time has passed. We assume it's digested, and you can't make the bracha achrona. Now this is important. This is a Gemara in various places, where the Gemara comments that Klal Yisrael is machmir to make Birkas Hamazon even ad kibetza, ad kibetza, even until a kazayis or until a kibetza, right? Without eating a shear that's soveya, right? If you eat the shear of a kazayis of bread, usually that's not going to fill you up. It's not going to satiate you. Even if you eat a kibetza, which is 2 kazayis, it's still not going to satiate you. You have to eat a full meal to satiate you. Nonetheless, midrabbanan, according to most poskim, you're chayav to make Birkas Hamazon, even if you have kazayis or kibetza. And what is considered severe that you're chayav midoraisa? So he quotes from the Chinuch, the Mishnah Berurah. It depends on the type of person. If you're a type of person who likes to live a luxury lifestyle, a luxurious lifestyle, so you have a lot of food, saveh v'hoster, I always like say satiated, where you have, the way I understand satiation is basically where you stop in the middle of a plate of food. You're eating food and you have leftover. When you have leftover food, you can't eat anymore. Sometimes people take 1 plate of pasta, 2 plates of pasta, and for whatever reason, they're not going to take another plate of pasta. But really, if they gave them a 3rd plate of pasta, they would eat part of it. So I think it has to be when you ate that 3rd piece, the third dish, and you have some left over, that's severe according to me. But he said it depends on the person. If you're the type of person that eats very little, right? You're a parush, someone who only is kedei michyasa, only enough to continue living. The bare necessity is that he shouldn't starve, right? That's considered svia for you, according to the Chinuch. And you make a bracha, and it would be chiyav d'oraisa, and therefore you're unsure if you made Birkas Hamazon, you have to repeat it, according to him, which is a big kula. You say it's a chumrah, but it's also a kula, because technically you shouldn't say Birkas Hamazon. It's something d'Rabbanan, you should go to kula, you shouldn't make Birkas Hamazon. I'm going to discuss this more in Ian Talina on exactly what the nature of Sevilla is, and what does the Gemara mean when it says that Klal Yisrael are makabel on themselves to make Birkas Hamazon ad kazayis, ad kibetza. Why ad kazayis, ad kibetza? One or the other. And here the Shulchan Aruch passes kazayis. Why do they say ad kibetza? And it's a very strange Gemara because in Agadato, the Gemara asks why Hashem, even though he's not nosei panim, he doesn't show favor to any. He's not supposed to show favor to any of the nations. He shows favor to Klal Yisrael. Why? Specifically, the Gemara says, because they're machmer themselves to bench, even when they're not saveya, ad kazayis, ad kibetza. What exactly does that Gemara mean? I'll give you a beautiful explanation. Ian Talina, and you're going to love this explanation. And it's a big kula lahalacha. It's not a chumrah that you have to make Birkas Hamazon kazayis kibetza. I'm going to give you a kula that you can take to the bank. Ian Talina coming up next.